Oh, greetings. All right, thank you for joining us. This is last night out in this area, in this spot. I'll be back for your regular scheduled program. I figure I'd do something a little bit different. The background's not that exciting, but you know what you can't do. I guess I go outside, but I'd rather not do that. All right, for today's broadcast, I think I mentioned this. I connected to I was doing a channel text yesterday. Most of the time I felt worn out because I was connecting to the Men in Black channeling, and there was a lot of blockages involved with it. But what came through is a lot of NASA manipulations, obviously. So, you know, however you want to look at it, NASA truly is our, the great deception, obviously. So this is nothing really new for some. But what the thing is that their grip is loosening. It was 50 years since the Apollo. It was on Christmas Eve, and they haven't done anything. And they blame Congress for all this, which is also connected to the deep state. But it does not mean that NASA's not doing anything publicly. I mean, secretly, which they are. They had to give us something, and you can say Kennedy kind of went too far with the NASA project, and obviously, as you can see, it's been shut down. It's a big one to shut down publicly, but they're trying to do it. So it's been watered down, and there's a lot of hints of what we can do, where we can go, and stuff like that. So when it comes down to it, NASA is really, I won't call it the villain, but we'll call it the suppressor, basically. It makes sense when you get down to it. So yeah, this is nothing really new, but as you connect to the energies, it is a lot of mind manipulation going on. Basically, there's DARPA that's connected to it also, defense also, and of course, we go back to Illuminati. It all goes back to the financial Federal Reserve, also goes to the financial institutes like Morgan Stanley, stuff like that. That's really running our government. In the aerospace division, such as I mentioned this before, but like Lockheed Martin are technically running the government in secret. It all sounds weird. It's like Lockheed receives money, but there's a lot of shady stuff where actually Lockheed's running the government quietly. Through it's obviously the shadow government energies that are around it. The Pentagon has its pentagram, shaped for a reason, symbolism to show, power over the people. But NASA is very difficult to break down, as I'd like to do. And they sort of doing it, but positive beings are assisting. But the Men in Black are connected to NASA, which connects to Mars, and we're like a Martian sister or brother, or however you want to look at it. So Mars is, a lot of Martian energies are here, but it's a lot of mixture of manipulations all around. But first off, though, aside from that, oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah. Well, to go back into what we're kind of getting into yesterday, I did connect to I don't know, this is probably not new information for some people, but with Bill Clinton, I saw him was like a wizard king, and Hillary Clinton was his mother. And even in that lifetime, he was kind of, he had a Monica Lewinsky and stuff like that. He kind of had to hose himself down. So for any of you that can connect to any of this, so yeah, if you see him as a wizard king, any type of wizard, he kind of looks like a wizard there in some regard. So a wizard king and Hillary, where did she go? And that's his mother in a past life. So for any of you like to, connect with that, please feel free. So I believe actually Monica was there too. They had to hose him down then too. Yeah, this has been a nonstop problem with them. They know what they're getting into. So the Lizard King slithers his way into power. All right, now we're gonna go off a little bit to another direction. Uh, this is Mary Poppins is out again, but I believe Julie Andrews is Mary Poppins in another dimension, in another reality. She played that way too well. I believe this Mary Poppins is what is true Mary Poppins. Obviously, it's not by the book, but this is actually. Oh, that reminds me of something. Well, I'll get to that in a second. I remember something else. Now I just remembered. But when you think about it, look at her in another dimension. What do you feel from another vibration? Is that Mary Poppins? Yes. Why does it come to life so easily? Because she's not acting. She's that person. She's remembering it. I know it sounds weird, but there's acting, and then there's I'm that person. She's that person. And imagine, and that's like her biggest role too. Julie Andrews, if I'm pronouncing her name right, that's her biggest role she's ever done, I believe, because that is her. It's like, hello world. She's played other roles. I don't think anything is that alive. And there's another thing. I'll go into this real quick. Same thing with Harold. Was it Dan Aykroyd? He's one of the Ghostbusters. He created the Ghostbusters along with actually, where did he go? Actually, yeah, the two of these actually wrote Ghostbusters. Actually, the director. But either way, he's actually a real Ghostbuster, like I said, in another dimension. And you can probably talk to him. I mean, if anybody talks to him or anything, they probably say, yeah, that's probably very true. Out of everybody in there, he's the Ghostbuster. So in other dimensions, and it does go into other dimensions. So just to give you another insight of how the world works, depending on how you look at it. Another thing, I was going to Another thing, of course, see, I'm here in Magic World. Disney is also a sorcerer, I picked up on. And, it comes and goes. Some people connect to his stuff, some won't. But he's a sorcerer, once again, from another dimension. And he wasn't really sure if anyone was going to care for any of this. But, it is part of mind control. There's a lot of different energies involved, but that he has sorcerer energies. So this is another thing that sort of popped up last night after the recording. I just wanted to put it out there. Once again, this is probably not new to some people, but notice how the word magic is used, magic kingdom, all this magic words. Well, a sorcerer, he's doing his thing. He's a sorcerer, so of course he's going to use magic and everything he talks about. Well, not everything, but in his work is a lot of magic, and nobody can really replicate what he's done because, once again, he's a sorcerer. So he's just using creativity to show his power, basically. So, and yeah, he got chosen to be brought to this world to, bring the hoax onto the world, but also to awaken humanity down the road. We'll figure it all out eventually. Now, to go into the Fed, basically, Trump recognized that he doesn't have authority to fire the Fed chairman. And that's true. So the Fed, now their economy has been going up and down recently. Kind of like saying, screw you humans, happy holidays, but screw you, basically. That's basically what's been going on. It's like, you're slaves. Don't forget who you are. So that's why the economy is going up. The Fed is manipulating it. That's where the Illuminati energies are. So it's fear. It's scary, but, you got to heal the fear. See, Trump, the only problem our economy has is the Fed. It's awesome. It's so true. So, I don't think Obama's ever said anything like that. So it tells you Trump is on our side. And, he has to be careful with what he says or end up, not in a good situation. So, but he has pushed the envelope quite a bit. So to give you a more indication, the Fed is, the hidden hand. So obviously, but the hidden hand, is going to be healed and brought out of hiding as a Wizard of Oz. You can say that's definitely a Wizard of Oz. Well, while we're here, those are new to us. SlimeTalk.com. We have private sessions throughout the week. Not tomorrow. And you can learn how to channel. Also, we have Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. We have social, same situation here. Minus a 7-day delivery process. We have our channelers and healers. We have a social network, and we got the rabbit. So that's right. I posted a thing on the rabbit. I forgot to post it on Facebook. I forgot. So anyway, I'll maybe post that here tomorrow about put a new image for the rabbit. But anyway, NASA is the concealer, the wizard, the mass manipulator. Men in Black, the reptilians are involved. Obviously, every being you can imagine is using the hoax of NASA to shut down our world. I believe there was an audio about, or it was on YouTube about Elon Musk says that NASA is not interested in space. So even with the government, I mean, they say it's a government. You have to have some reason for it, but like the CIA and all that, things are. I mean, technically, NASA's like the CIA in some ways. It's secretive. Can't just let anybody walk into it. It's not like a national park. So, it's pretty somewhere in secrecy. So, obviously, it's for outside the planet. Of course, the defense, the Pentagon's connected to, outer space for different reasons of responding and stuff like that. So, NASA was created to basically keep us on this planet and not to let us off. Obviously. Yeah, they're more foe than friend. But all roads lead back to NASA. And all roads lead back to the Fed. All roads lead to we'll do a couple places. Council on Foreign Relations, Club of Rome. We can't go into that. But either way, it still goes back to NASA in the long run. They are not our friends. You can do tours and stuff like that to kind of give us a middle finger, basically, that we're not going anywhere. We're not going into space. You have SpaceX and all that, but still they sabotage a lot of that. The alien beings here, they're not so friendly. So there's different ways of looking at this. But the MIB is very much involved with NASA as for causing us to shut down, programming us, whatever it might be. There's a shadow version of it, secret space program connected to it. They want us to buy stuff, but also they want to make life hell for us. That's going to change over time. I don't know how it's going to change, but NASA's going to have, it's obviously the higher ups aren't going to say anything, but there is a secrecy here. I mean, in entertainment, it's all around us. There's alien, programming everywhere, and it's just we're going to eventually unhook all of that and have a new reality. We're technically doing that right now, and yes, we are on the alien. Let's see, what was it? The scavenger hunt to awaken humanity slowly. It does take time for this. The alien scavenger hunt, basically, it's for more alien contact. We have days off. We have, can't connect to it every single day. Doesn't mean we might make progress towards it. As basically our reality is going to start shifting out of third dimension stronger over the next year. June seems like a hot month to build up to June. I know here we're just like in December. But things do take time. All right, bringing energies of assistance, of help, not pain in the ass. The Anunnaki are here. I do a conscious connection. It's been a while. So, I give myself a break. I've been basically back into sleep for 2 weeks. Try not to do that. All right. Anunnaki energy is obvious. I believe some people have heard about Anunnaki, some like NASA, Anunnaki. So Anunnaki is very much involved with NASA in a positive way. Of course, in our awakening, basically, what do you see when you connect your energies to the ships, the NASA ships, the land of why they chose those certain areas where they built NASA in the past? There's a lot of vortexes around there basically conceal what's truly going on. Eventually the door will open, but souls here on a human front have to be able to handle the truth. Some souls say they are, but not everyone here is on. There's still a lot of people here that have no idea. But basically, NASA is under a reptilian rulership at this point. Once again, yes, different types of raids, different type of programming is used, even to get people to shop more and look away, and even programming people to even look at the news to stay away from what's going on in the real world. As humans are one of the easiest beings to program, at least at this moment. Over time, humanity will retake its power. For right now, humans have lost their will to live in a lot of cases, just to become a consumer and a robot here. In some, word that how you want to. It has to do with fear, has to do with no empowerment, but it has to do with a lot of the soul progress. Basically, as humanity awakens from the ashes of the third dimension, your NASA is going to be seen as probably a villain in all of this. It's not Congress that's doing it. Obviously, it's the shadow government that's steering the Congress to supposedly shut it down, when in truth all this is done in secret. So your Area 51 kind of moved to NASA. It's always been there using alien technologies, a layer down of it, but they do sneak it in there every once in a while. It's like, the old versions of everything, but it's there. It's like, they have to, it's like we're living in a movie. We're seeing the old props. Now, how to heal this takes time. It has a human consciousness. Basically, humanity has to want to know more. Many are going by the story, the scripts is being told to us to go by, because humanity gets its scripts himself. Everyone gets a script, like you're in a movie, so here's your script, and somebody take it and throw it out. Most people don't do that, and that is to tie them to the timeline that where most humanity is connected to. That will be healed. So I throw out, the mind control, basically. A script has, like CIA, you heard about Hollywood and the CIA. You go by the script, and you get mind control, to have mind control the masses. So as more people throw out the timelines of programming and take the chance of change, you will see more on your planet. Alien sightings, basically, yes, MUFON is taking over. Yeah, denial. It's been taken over. MUFON, of course they're going to deny it like hell. Let them do whatever they're going to do. It's been taken over for quite some time. CIA mostly. Of course, once again, denial, which makes a lot of sense. I try to contact them about what I do. They just flat out ignored me. So it's like, whatever. I never really thought much into it, but it makes a lot of sense. It's been like, 3 years now? Nothing. So yeah, not everybody over there is fully taken over, but for the most part, they got to stay out of their way. They are allowed to do, they're in the shadows. They're allowed to do it, but they're like a debunker now in some ways. They're not here to help, unfortunately. Not to say all of it's like that, but a good portion is, unfortunately. Yeah. So, with Anunnaki energies, there's a lot of mind control going out from NASA. It goes into different, mostly it's materialism, fear, architecture, third dimension are connected to the NASA energies. How would this be removed? Is a consciousness of humanity. You want a change. connect to it. Connect to what do you feel there. There's a lot of Atlantean energies around NASA, actually, at least around Cape Canaveral, which I'm close to. Ancient Atlantean energy, basically, once again, to conceal the energies of what's currently going on. Meaning that there are Atlanteans here working on our ascension that will eventually unveil, which I believe there's positive Atlanteans. I don't see the negative. There might be negative ones here, but they're not showing themselves. You can technically say some of the Anunnaki are negative Atlanteans, however you want to look at it. Negative. Yeah, it's a possibility of negative Atlanteans. They're not. Yeah, it's obviously part of the lower energy of NASA, of Illuminati energies. But basically, the mind control is going through satellite technology, obviously. Humans and astral can connect to this to heal this aspect. Basically, NASA is obviously connected to CIA in the long run. The CIA is pretty much secretly running NASA because they can use their instruments to spy on others and, let your imagination go with that. There is a lot of shape-shifting alien beings that do pose as alien, not necessarily astronauts, but people that work there. Doesn't last very long. There is a lot of tall whites there too. Basically, because NASA is known as they have technologies that can cause harm to the planet. Radio waves, things like yeah, no, they call it like a conspiracy and all that. But then again, when you look at the mind control human that's good at being a slave, life has been good, especially been paying well, whatever it is, make the best slaves ever. Those that live the slavery life, that live, make a decent income, have the wife, have the kids, makes a great, not everyone's like that, but quite a few makes a great slave. And so when they come out of it, it's like, no, that's not real. But, you've been told not to connect to your spiritual self for a reason. How are they going to keep you as a slave? Yeah, because the real kings of this world are, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, they're the ones, obviously there's others, but that we don't know about. They don't have to work. They're just, some of them do to make sure that we're doing the job we're supposed to do by being in slave society. But once again, that will change vibrationally if you wish it to change. Basically healing, once again, the war energies, but a lot of the NASA energies are there actually to cause war as basically a technology that get into the minds of Taliban to even have them cause difficulties such as war, cause fighting, and stuff like that. Because a lot of mind control energy is used against it, especially with people that blow themselves up, whatever it might be. And that went back to the Bush time period, obviously before that, but the Bushes used quite a bit of it to stage their wars, to create the Taliban. It's all just a sick game when you get down to it. It's major mind control. I mean, you want mind control? Look at America. It's like, just look at it. Way people drive, smoking, whatever the hell it is, food vices, whatever. Mind control is all. It's America is a perfect example of mind control. It just is. And so you can do the same thing to a caveman, but even easier. Just give them a gun and tell them what to do mentally, because they can hurt them on and vibrationally manipulate them. Let's see, the Men in Black energies here. There's been a lot of less alien disclosure because they're manipulating, but that will end. They do cause a lot of difficulties for alien beings to be seen here. They phase them out. So they feel like, oh, you're trying to make yourself appear, huh? Goodbye. Turn that off. So yeah, I told you how sensitive things are. Who knows how long that's going to last. We are going into that doesn't mean we're going to start seeing physical beings here over time, yes, but the idea is to make the leap of consciously knowing alien life is here. And how do you know? It's in our movies, it's in our artwork, it's in everything. Is like the alien stuff, Star Trek. They say there's a lot of mind control in Star Trek. There's also a lot of disclosure in Star Trek too. And I would say there's more disclosure in Star Trek than ever be in Star Wars. It's because that's where, yeah, that's where we're heading is to Star Trek reality, but without all the war. But either way, we've got ways for that. I have to basically spiritually grow up, and many are used to once again what we don't have. Worry about that instead of what you do have. What you have is a spiritual, connection that isn't always the easiest to connect to, and doesn't bring in always the most financial rewards. It's over time. The NASA energies, yeah, there's like a black ops side of NASA. You call it a secret space program, but it is a black ops, a shadow area of it that is being funded by the black budget and used to mostly mind control the masses. Makes sense. NASA's all positive and everything, right? I mean, who ever cares about it much for the most part? But if you look at it a little bit differently and just, what has it been doing this whole time? Sending satellites in the skies and throwing junk in this, just junking up the airways, basically. A lot of it is connected to, I would say, NSA too. Like the NASA technology goes to CIA, NSA, and Defense Department, stuff like that. In the long run, shadowy, the shadow side of it. You will never hear that publicly. Why would they? You're going to tell you their secrets publicly? I doubt it. So, it's a secret recipe of manipulating humanity. So, and NASA is still the main source of it. That is their secret space program, of course. I mean, there are desert areas where aliens are connected, but still, that is your that's your secret space program, with a public version of it. That will eventually start to diagnose, like the astronauts aren't fully aware. Some are, but most of them aren't because they're mind controlled pretty strongly. They keep them as like a robot. Some, I don't think, there might be clones there, possibly. It's very difficult to detect. One moment. All right, we'll bring in, let's see, the positive Anunnaki says that humanity will come out of this. Just give it time. Once again, the souls here are not fully adjusted to the truth, because the truth will probably scare people half to death. And not just the sighting, but just the information alone would terrify people. Now, those that are in awareness will not be terrified, but those that aren't aware will be scared. They're not saying what the anyway. Yeah, because the energies here are stranger than fiction, basically. Humanity is just it's in an infant state of its spiritual development. You can call it manipulate. Is a contract, the Earth contract, to be shut down. And now, yes, humanity, as it awakens, it's going to be a hard growth for many years to come. Meaning, because many beings are not ready for all this, but it's time. That's why you're slowly bringing it about. Was it William Shatner was in Star Trek? Yeah, he's been the captain of other ships in the past as a Palladian being, definitely. Spock is more like a feline being. Spock is more like a captain. They're both they're captains. They kind of clash a lot, actually. Seeing them as friends on a TV show is actually pretty funny because I think it's there to heal their connection. So there is a Spock and a Kirk type person out there, obviously. One moment. Okay, we'll see if I can bring in anybody of interest that can bring assistance to all this. One moment. Listen. Greetings to you, the Anunnaki. Your souls, yes, are intertwined together. Your DNA is, yes, the richest of the universe. You are rich people, DNA wise. You are wealthy with what you have. Don't know how to use it yet. We are slowly learning your ways. And diagnosing this planet is very interesting for us to see you opening up your world as for what it is. Yes, we can't bring much assistance there. Yes, your guides and your astral plane are assisting your awakening because they do have all the roadmap in front of them. Us aliens only see so much. As we are part of the program, same as you, yes, at a different level. But your spirit world is one's really bringing in the new light. Yes, aliens are, but once again, the spirit world, yes, question them all you like. There is good reason to question them. Because some of them add challenges to your reality, such as a Bill Clinton and a Hillary Clinton. But once again, your collective said yes to it. Because you always can say no, but many say yes. Let's give it a whirl and be suppressed by these wicked people. Wicked people still have a function in existence. You will thank them over time for giving themselves away to you because you're learning from their energies. You're learning from their black magic. It is improving souls to what to trust, what not to trust. It is building a stronger building block. Were you destroyed by these people or you got stronger by them? Yes, they are testing your reality. That's what all these presidents, except for the recent one, are here to cause more mischief than to help your society. Your Kennedy was here to help it, and I was causing mischief, but not to the people, but mostly those that were controlling the people. It didn't go so well, as you can see. But most of the presidents, not all of them, but many of them are actually suppressing society. That is changing now, and it will take some time to adapt to this. Alien energies on your planet are very difficult for some of you to connect to at this time. As Anunnaki beings, we can look very much like you. We can look like different beings, but we have chosen to look like the humans, so we're not so afraid of. Yes, our skin can be very pale, and our eyes can look a little bit more blue than yours, almost like it's like energy coming out of our eye sockets, basically. But we are careful what we bring into this environment, as you are, yes, warning more of your ways. The magic within your souls are connecting to each other. Yes, this is like a prison like society. It is a mind control world. But once again, lessons are to be learned. Well, first, be careful of worlds like this because they do spread out to other planets. Many of you incarnate here to keep the beings here. Your Hillary Clintons and your wonder why some of these beings live so long, like your George Bush. I was like, let's keep them here so it doesn't cause any difficulties anywhere else. And this is why some of them of your queen realize your consciousness and you say, we don't need this queen anymore. You can go. That has not happened. You're keeping a lot of the problem children here. Yes, they're here in the physical. Yes, they can incarnate again, but still you are keeping the physical presence here. Because yes, they can go back in astral and reincarnate, so you're kind of keeping them busy. Yes, they do reincarnate on many places, but for the most part, you're keeping them part of your, because you don't want anyone else to put up with them. Eventually, you'll have to let go, but at that age, their body's at a cycle where they won't cause any difficulties. I know that sounds strange at this point, because when you go into spirit, you're brand new. But realize when you leave this earth at a younger age, like 20, 25, you are a spring chicken still. When you leave it at 80 or 90, you're tired out. It takes a while to heal that. So they're not going to do any mischief anytime soon. So one of the reasons why souls are so old here that are troublemakers, such as your queen, oh, she's a devil. she is, yes. She wishes to be younger, thinner, and I want to say more like me. Meaning be able to appear and disappear whenever I feel like it. And she would like to do those things. And I give a damn. Yeah, she does not care much for her new was it the in-laws or the new grand. She's not interested in this new marriage that happened recently. She wants nothing to do with too much scandal. Even if, yeah, she'd rather have Harry to be single for a long time and deal with that. But they decided to go with it, but they still did not, the DNA and all that would still, they much rather not deal with it at all. Yeah, she does want to be a replacement for the queen. She's already acting like a queen with a god complex. But so, yes, you have too many big heads in a one head environment. Your planet, yes, is going through many changes. Yes, your California will most likely be left alone. And look at your stock market, yes, is being manipulated all the time. It is because, yes, it is showing the humans that who is boss. And many of you, as you open up spiritually, it's like, you don't have to be here anymore. None of this has to be here anymore. The manipulators can all go home. And you are warning how to heal their energies, release them from the planet. In due time, many of your big financial institutions, those that run it, will leave the world in your future. All of a sudden, you have this massive soul just passing on because they can't take it anymore. As many of you said, no more of this. So in this stage, where is your zero planet going at this time? It is just holding its breath for a new year and bringing, yes, you can say, pixel dust into the new world. As you are here to reign in a new year, but a new generation of human, of thinking. As yes, we have not fully, even as aliens don't have all the details, once again, as your planet. We don't. We're not allowed to have it. Especially when we are channeled, we get less and less information. When we're channeled, we just tell you how's it going over there? How are you? How does it feel to have 5 fingers and have to cut your nails every day? That's very, well, almost every day. It is, yes, a burden we do not have to deal with. Not. We can shorten it just by using our vibration. There's no more longevity there. Even with your hair, you can use your vibration to cut your hair. I have long hair now. I can make it short. I can do whatever I want. Some do go have a barber. Why not? Many of attributes of your planet have been adapted by other species, such as Zetas wearing sneakers and jackets and just flip-flops. Yes, Zetas are known to look very human. Well, still, they don't look human, but some of them wear hats. They don't show it here, but over time, some of you will see this. Yes, you're going through a jump start of your society. Spiritually, it is a major jump start. As for, yes, unfolding your planet. Your George Bush Walker that just, your Herbert that just left. Yes, he is a reptilian king himself that has been diagnosed with a lot of mental disorders. And the spirit world is different, but he did a lot of things he should not have done on your planet. And now they are assessing what to do with him. They do know, but they have to be careful with karmas because he overstepped his bounds and caused more of a problem on your planet than your Ronald Reagan. Reagan, yes, not perfect. Your Bush did more. Yes, it might not have seemed like he did much in the 4 years, but in the shadow realms, he has done too much, and most of it was not good. Not for your history books. For a good, it would be blacked out if it was there. Yes, he's a part of your CIA still, and he's very frustrated by how humans are awakening. And that's another reason why he wanted to die, is to shut down humanity spiritually. He will not have this power. But some might see him as a reptilian, a red reptilian that's not very friendly. So the reason we are telling you this as you go into another awakening, yes, your NASA is a thorn in your sides. You connect to those vibrations, you heal it. You will feel positive energies around it that are assisting with disclosure there. Yes, many mind control, mostly nanotechnologies, is coming from your NASA. And they're all over the place. You don't necessarily need chemtrails to cause difficulties. Your NASA is doing enough as it is. It's using vibration as a weapon against your society. How sometimes you feel ill. Why is there an earthquake all of a sudden? Wow, that fire came out of nowhere. Your NASA is connected to these energies. It is still a major player. Yes, there's other satellites. Your NASA is your public version of your harp. Yes, you might not see it on the surface, but the energies are there. Yes, it can cause an earthquake with satellite technology. It has the capabilities of it. Of course, it's not going to be in your local newspaper anytime soon. How do you heal your planet? You know more about it. So you know where to direct your vibrations to unravel more to heal your earth. Because yes, you are going into a new generation of human. And some of the old generations, just like those of the new channelers come through and more to come, they just want to help humanity. Most of them do. And some of the old channelers, like, oh, that those new people, they stink. They're just horrible people. Expect that. Because many are going to bring a new life to the planet and just keep it active. Keep joy in it, have fun with it, and close out any other criticisms. As yes, many channelers are like the new rock and roll of your society, and the old guard is having difficulties, as you can see. So yes, we are Anunnaki. We are yes councils. Blessings to you. I am yes the no name Anunnaki. Blessings. All right, that was fun. All right, much love, everyone. Take care.